Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel, family. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel, like and comment. You know all of those nice things. But yeah, today we're gonna chat about what Kevin Johnson said about Kaizer Chiefs and the players, and we also wanna give some player ratings. And yeah, let's not waste time. Actually, let's get to it. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Kevin Johnson basically said in the game after the game basically he was basically saying Chiefs, the players that he hasn't figured out the perfect combinations. He's still figuring out combinations, and he all of the combinations he's been looking at, all of them are not 100%. But another thing I picked up from what Kevin Johnson was saying is that it feels like Kevin Johnson has already identified that some of the players that he has in his team are not make sure. So I feel like if they make Kevin Johnson the coach, there's gonna be some players who get released, and yeah, I think that's something that's very possible because yeah, he has a lot to fix. And yeah, and then after the game, they asked him, "Do you wanna be head coach?" He was like, he wants to be part of the bigger picture, not just head coach. So if they don't want him to, if they find another proper coach, he basically is happy to be he wants to rebuild the culture basically of Kaizer Chiefs. He was like, he wants Kaizer Chiefs to be on that level of Al Ahly and all of those things, which is a good thing, But yeah, for me, what I'll say is this. Kevin Johnson has a lot of work to do. If you watch this game and you thought Chiefs is the full package and is ready to take on Pirates and all these other teams, I'll say you are lying to yourself. Molefi Ntsiki and Zwane really messed up this team. So whoever has to fix it has a lot of work to do. It's like I've been saying, Kevin Johnson has been emphasizing one thing for players to calm down. He was like, they are rushing too much. They are rushing. And we could see that with a player like Ranga. There are certain situations in yesterday's game where the guy just decided to shoot from far, or he just rushed these decisions, and where there was a better pass. And sometimes there's no need to rush. Sometimes there's a better player in a better position. But yeah, having said that, let me jump to player ratings so we don't waste time. Player ratings. Itumile Nkune considered 2 goals. The first goal is partially his fault because when he came out, he didn't read the bounce right, so they basically caught him off guard. Had he not come out of the poles, maybe Msimango may have recovered, or the chance would have been more difficult for Peo. So Utimele Nkune, we gave a 5. He didn't really have hectic saves. They basically, Cape Town Spurs beat Ukune a lot of times, but yeah, it was up to but yeah, they basically beat Kune. So 4 to 5, you'll choose your damage up. But yeah, Dove, I'll give a 5.5. His casualness is my biggest problem. I don't want to give him a bigger rating because when he acts casual in the game, it actually affects the team. Because the moment he starts being casual, it goes to Mdusha Balala, it goes on Kosimpile Ngobo, and those ones start being casual. Because yeah, there's just an energy when these guys become casual that it starts making them make mistakes. So that is that one. Then let's go to Utitokwe and Msimango. Titokwe Msimango, I'm going to give a 4.5. Those two both get 4.5 because, yeah, they actually, Titokwe Msimango, I'm going to be very honest, I'm going to give a 3. If you say, how? Why a 3? 3 sounds very bad. Yes. Both Titokwe and Msimango had tap ins or a free header in the box when Keegan Dolly was playing those crosses. Did Mango first half, they passed him, he missed a tap in the box from the corner, from a free kick, I think, from Dushabalala. Second half, Utitlok, a free header. All we're asking from in these guys is that they must just hit the target. We're not asking too much, just hit the target. So these ones I'm giving them 3, and also the goals the goals were them. So 3. Frosler, I've been saying, and not I've been saying, I've started picking up good. There's an issue. all supplies from other teams and all of the goals we're conceding, for whatever reason, are leaking from Frosler. But because Frosler has been giving out good performances, sometimes his overall performance makes you not see too much into those mistakes. But when you actually start to think back, a lot of goals actually come from our right hand side than they do from our left hand side, that is Slanty and Dove. Yes, when the goal comes in, a lot of the time it will come in by maybe Shanti or Dove because they're sleeping at the back. But the ball always comes from Frostler's side. So if we find a way to get Frostler to stop leaking those crosses and players to not cross or get or release other players from there, things will start to look a bit better. So that's what I have to say about that one. And then Umat, I'll give a 6.5. Matt had a good performance. He was everywhere. He created assists. He was defending. A part of me even wants to give him a 7 because I feel like 6.5 is harsh. Maybe let me just give him a 7. Castillo, we know what we always get from Castillo, but Castillo, I am going to give a 6 to 6.5. Why? Second half, he disappeared. I don't know if it's him being tired because he hasn't had an off season. He's been playing wire. He hasn't had an off season. He hasn't had a break. So maybe now he's getting tired because second half, it's been happening for a number of games. He disappears in the second half. So maybe I'll give him a 6. But yeah. Mpile Ngcobo, I'll give a 6.5. We all know he's not there in terms of fitness because Abomolefe have not been playing him. So he's also I'm gonna give him a 6.5. But he was our best attacking player. He was making the ball. He was making us play basically yesterday. For the first time in a long time, we saw Chiefs playing. We saw a player from the middle take the ball, turn around, find passes, or make the ball move. So with confidence and enough game time, we're gonna see more of Nkosimpile Ngcobo. Mdu Shabalala, I'm also going to give a 6.5. Did well. I feel like Kevin Johnson rushed substituting him, but I understood why at some point because it's the casualness I keep saying. If a player starts being too casual on the ball, being body language becomes too casual, it starts affecting the players around him, especially players who come from the bench. You don't want a player coming from the bench to also be casual. We have to have a certain level of intensity. So Mdu Shabalala, also 6.5, created a lot of chances, good movement. Mdu Shabalala is almost there, right? When I say he's almost there, he's like, now what we need from Mdu is goals and we need more assists. But he's almost there. Like he just needs. Kevin is cooking him now. I feel the movements we've been seeing the last games are very good. Ranga, better performance. I give him a 6. Like I said, losing the ball, just kicking out of nowhere is my problem. He must be more patient. When he's patient, he actually gets better chances actually because that our wingers don't always shoot. They kind of get the ball and then they wait for him to get in the box and then they pass him. But when he's just shooting in J, it limits his chances. And then who else was playing there? Dolly corners, amazing. He did very good set pieces, very good corners. And yes, he's still not there in terms of playing. He's not the Dolly we know. He's not that one who will find that pass. But it's still early days but I feel the system that we are playing now works better for Dolly. You can see the best out of him. Yes, some of us will rather see him as an 8, etc. But at this point, I understand you want Dolly on the field and you feel like you have other players who you also want on the field. For example, if we put Dolly as 8, we can't have Nkosimpile Ngcobo and can't have Castillo. Like we have to sacrifice one of the two. So that's why I'm like Dolly as a winger makes sense because you still want his set pieces, his creativity, but at the same time you still want Castillo and you still want Ngcobo. You see, so you still want those creative players on the field because Ngcobo cannot play right on the wings. He's too slow to be playing wings. And then substitution, Saile, I'll give. So Dolly, I'll give a 6 to 6.5. Saile, I'll give a 6 to a 6, basically. He did well, he scored. But one thing I'll say about Saile is that he's faster than a lot of players, but he doesn't know how to unleash his pace on these players. Sometimes he's one-on-one, but then he'll kick the ball like just here in front of him, where it's like, no, Saile. If you are going to do this thing of kicking and running, kick the ball further and beat this guy. Don't kick the ball where it becomes a 50-50 for you and him. Kick the ball a bit further so that you can outsprint this guy because you're faster than basically most of the PSL players. So that's what I want to say about Saile. We didn't see enough of Matlo. Danzane and Modi, they didn't really give us in too much. Like, I feel like to some extent, Modi and Danzane were lowering the quality of the game than picking it up. And that's not what you expect from players who are coming from the bench. Players who are coming from the bench must pick up the game, not lower it. And same with Samkelo Zwane. Samkelo Zwane did not add anything to the game. He just slotted in. That's the best I can say. He didn't really do anything. Because, for example, Usamkelo Zala is in the game, but Matt was still the one spraying those good passes, etc. And Matt, you wouldn't expect it, but yesterday he was actually spraying some good cross-field passes. He was changing play well. So, and I would expect that from Usamkelo Zwane, but yesterday I did not see it. But he was still also a part of the third goal, if I'm not mistaken. So he did try here and there. But yeah, there's still a long way to go. My overall conclusion and then my rating for Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson, I give a 7. I can see what he wants to do, but you can tell the players are not at his level. And I can see what he expects from his substitutions, but you can tell that the substitutes and the players are letting him down. But what he's doing right now, Kevin Johnson, is trying combinations. He's trying to see what works, what doesn't work, because there's only so much you can do in what you call training. You need like proper game time to test out your combinations. And you can see he's definitely trying and he's seeing what works here, what doesn't work. And he's also seeing what works coming off the bench. So for example, he probably saw that Saile is better off the bench and now he's trying to work him. So Kevin Johnson has a big job. And before I close, one other thing I wanted to add, and this is something I've been talking about for a very long time, is Kevin Johnson. I mentioned this in another video, but Kevin Johnson needs to speak to our fitness coach. Our fitness levels are bad, guys. Our team's fitness levels are bad. And when we hired this guy, it looked like our team was going to be on another level in terms of fitness. But I feel like we are worse, actually, in terms of fitness. When this guy, Umuzi, is our fitness coach, we feel worse. I don't feel we are better. I'll still go back. That white lady who Storm, I forgot her name, but that Storm lady, when she was our coach, we were at our best in fitness wise. But when this guy is our coach, we're not there, guys. We're definitely not there. That's what I have to say. Tell me what you guys think. Amakhosi for life. Let me know. Subscribe. Amakhosi.